One of the main items on my bucket list was a sightseeing tour on an Amtrak train. I got the opportunity to fulfill that wish by scheduling a trip to Albuquerque, New Mexico to visit my firstborn grandson. The following are some video clips that I took on my trip, which was awesome. Right now, I am on the Amtrak train heading to the Chicago Union Station from the Detroit Amtrak station. So that's where we're headed. It's a Union Station. This is Union Station that opened in 1925, replacing an earlier station on this site built in 1881. During World War II, Union Station was at its busiest, handling as many as 300 trains and 100,000 passengers daily. So this station has a lot of history. Union Station entrance from Canal Street. Main entrance to Union. These are some pictures from outside of the Union Station in Chicago. Okay, we're moving now. We're leaving the terminal in Chicago. That's Chicago in the background, I'm presuming, since that's where we were stationed at. We are somewhere outside of Chicago, heading southwest, I'm guessing. The train has stopped. He told us why, but I could not understand him because the speakers are not very good. Okay, slowly moving now. But he said something about another freight train was in front of us, so he's kind of following along behind him until they switch tracks or something. I think that's what he said. Of course, I like when they go slow. I get to look at these old towns. That's what I enjoy right there. A lot of these old towns, old architecture. That's what I come on this train for. So I get to see all that. And we've been passing through a lot of farmland. I see a lot of these silos, something to do with the crops. And we passed one. It was huge, but my phone was charging, but it was huge. So I guess they call it a grain elevator, and I have no clue what it does or how it works or anything. I need to do some research. Lots of farmland. And predominantly everything is corn. So, and this here, I'm not sure what that is. Probably soybean, probably. Okay, he's picking up speed now, so that freight train must have went on a different track. So now he's picking up speed. He's throwing more logs into that fire to make a head of steam. He's been doing a lot of horn tooting. Again, we should be heading southwest, southwest. But I think, and I don't know if it's still the case, but they used to use corn to make ethanol to put into gasoline. Because I think gasoline has to contain 10% ethanol, and that's where they get it is from is corn. So, and I could be 100% wrong. So, take it for a grain of salt of what I'm saying, but I'm almost sure that as much corn as they're raising, it has to be for ethanol to put in your gasoline. I don't know what the heck that is, but he's pulling 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 barges. I don't know if he's pulling it or pushing it. Oh, he's pushing it. Now the train has stopped. I guess so we can look at it, I guess. I don't know what river this is. Could it be the Mississippi? I'd have to look on the map because I'm not sure. Unfortunately, I had to sleep through some of the trip, and I guess it was predominantly through the Great Plains. But when I did wake up, I think we were in southern Colorado. Not much in this part of southern Colorado. Kind of bare, rocky, sandy-looking soil. Bunch of scruffy looking cows that's trying to forage off of this grass, whatever it is that's growing, but not much else looks like it grows here. That is definitely old style electrical post. My goodness, look at them things. Another herd of cows, spread very sparsely because there's not a whole lot of food for them to eat. The first town we stopped at after I woke up was La Junta, Colorado. And La Junta is the Spanish for the junction because it was at the intersection of the Santa Fe Trail and a pioneer road to Pueblo. During World War II, La Junta had an Army Air Force training base just outside of town. We're still in Colorado. We'll be in Colorado for the next 4 or 5 hours till we head. There's a little dirt road. It's going somewhere, but I don't know where it's going to. Maybe there's a house way back there somewhere. But anyway, this train is following that little dirt road. Or maybe the little dirt road is following the train track. I don't know. But there's some mountains over in the distance. That must be the Rocky Mountains off in the distance. We're in Trinidad, Colorado. I still don't know what that mountain is over there. It's got to be part of the Rockies. That is one of the main streets of Trinidad. According to Google, the population of Trinidad, Colorado was 8,211. So it's a thriving metropolis with over 8,000 people in it. Okay, that must be Main Street right there. The train is probably going about 5 miles an hour at the maximum. I don't know if you could hear the horn blowing. Oh, he's stopping. I don't know why he's stopping. Oh, he just put the brakes on. Too bad these windows don't roll up. I don't know why he stopped downtown and got all the traffic blocked. He may get a ticket. Okay, he's starting to move now. Maybe he stopped to run across the street to get a McDonald's. I don't know. But he stopped right downtown and blocked the traffic. Strange. If a cop had been around, he'd probably got a ticket. Those are the cars he stopped. This is a very, very long train. I didn't count the number of cars, but there's quite a few of them. I'd say it goes back a couple hundred feet, maybe even longer. West Trinidad. I do not know why this train is going so slow, but we're going around the curve here. And what I will do, I'm going to look back and see how long the other train is. I think I said somewhere in my earlier clip, 200 or 300 feet long. My brain was not engaged. It's even longer than 200 or 300 yards. I'd say it's probably, let's see if we can get a good view here. Well, I can't get the tail end of this train, but I would say it's at least 3 or 4, maybe 5 football lengths long. Well, this is a long train, so nice view here, very nice view. Now we're getting to trees. That's the way to live. That's what I'm talking about right there. That's my kind of neighborhood. Sign said we went through the highest point on the Santa Fe. We just came out of a tunnel. So apparently we're working our way around that mountain, because we've been only going about 10 or 15 miles an hour maximum for the last 15 or 20 miles that I'm guessing. So this stop is Raton, New Mexico. And Raton Pass has been used by the Spanish explorers and Indians for centuries to cut through the rugged Rocky Mountains. And the mountain branch of the Santa Fe Trail cuts through the city along what is now Business I-25. This land is all rock, no grass, pure rock. There are actual trees growing there. Looks like they were planted by someone, so there must be some water there somewhere. And there's some green stuff, so it must be a pond or something over there. That is the first patch I've seen green in miles. Miles. So they're irrigating it somehow. Somewhere they got some deep wells to be irrigating that. There is a river, or a creek, if you want to call it a creek, going through there, and that's where all the trees are at. So there is some water. Don't know where it comes from, but there is a creek going through there. That looks like a dried up creek bed right here. So I don't know where the water's coming from. Those unusual looking hills, they're solid rock. Well, you wouldn't call them a mountain. They got to be some kind of a hill, but then again, they are solid rock. Okay, we're going around a bend, and up ahead around the turn there's a bridge. So we will be going across that bridge. I am guessing that the train is going about 20 to 30 miles per hour. Not very fast. We're going through the side of one of these hills. So that greenery down below is a valley between all these cliffs, miniature mountains, whatever you want to call them. So we're going up on high ground right now. This is some strange looking terrain. It's barren, but yet it has trees. So there's got to be water coming through here somewhere. The barren section we went through miles, there was no water. Barren, awfully barren. Brown, nothing but rocks. There's a functioning windmill pulling water up for the cows. Amazing, amazing. There's another windmill over there. Those are old school windmills. This is some weird country here. We're in New Mexico. It looks like cedar bushes. They're everywhere, even on the sides of the mountain. It's just, well, on the side of this berm here, but it's these cedar bushes. I guess you'd call them bushes, not trees. But they're everywhere. Some houses over there. I don't know what they do for water. Normally you have to drill a well, but maybe there's some underground water somewhere here. And I don't know what elevation we are either. We may be up on top of a mountain, I'm not sure. You look on the far mountains over there, or hills if you want to call them hills, same thing. Nothing but these cedar bushes. So I don't know what kind of ground that is, whether it's acid, rock, or what. So I have no clue. But that's amazing terrain. On the other side of that berm, what I saw earlier was a dry creek bed. So there ain't no water in that creek. Town. We just went across that road. The train was blaring its horn. There's some adobe houses up there. Got a gated little upscale house there. Weird looking mountains. Those got to be all cedar bushes. Strange. I guess that's the only thing that'll grow on that rock. There's some vultures circling overhead. I don't know if you can see them, but there's several vultures that's flying around. Something must be dead. Again, we're in the northern part of New Mexico. Another dried creek bed. Let's see what we got here. That's probably an old creek bed too, but it's dry. That one's dry. Ain't no water. There's a gully down there. I wonder if it's a rattlesnake roundup. I've heard something about that. Could be rabbit ears, rabbits too. But I haven't seen any rabbits running around. But they're hunting something. They must have a bounty on it, whatever they're hunting. Nice little neighborhoods. Sorry for the jostling. The train is bouncing all over the place. They're hunting something. They got truckloads of people going out with guns shooting. I don't know what they're shooting, but they're shooting at something. I saw truckloads out there shooting. Shotguns. Maybe it's a rattlesnake hunting. There's more of them. They're out there with their shotguns. Strange. There you go. There they've got their guns. Maybe they're hunting protesters. But they're everywhere. They're everywhere. People out there with their shotguns, hunting something. That's all of them too. Over there, they got their shotguns. But they're hunting something. Dozens and dozens of them. Okay, the train's moving right along now. I'd say we're probably going about 70 or 80 miles an hour right now. I don't know what that big mountain is in the background. I'm glad I'm not in those cars. It's nice being in this train. Nice and leisure ride where I can see everything. And this train is a 2-story, so I'm on the upper deck. So I'm looking down so I get a better view of everything. to that subdivision. This is a map of the Amtrak scheduled route that they take. And I slept through most of Kansas, or probably all of Kansas, so I did not get to see Dorothy or the Wizard of Oz. So this is the map that they took, the route they took.